What up, fam? It's your boy, Boy 2024, streaming to you live. This is a special little public service announcement in regards to a recent anime film that I saw, this Fathom event. We have to talk about this. I was going to make a video on this, but I have to get the word out. This Fathom event on Virgin Punk Clockwork Girl. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? That's the title of the film that I saw. I have a lot to say. This video is coming out a little late. I meant to get it out in time to warn people away from this screening event, but as always, I'm coming to you a little bit late, so I apologize for that. But just still getting the word out there. I still needed to kind of talk about this movie. This movie is coming from. So I saw a movie. Actually, that's debatable. That's cap. That's debatable if I saw a movie or not. I will get into that in a second. But yeah, this is a movie from legendary anime director Yasuomi Umetsu. He is known for several projects, but most famously for the anime films Kite and Mezzo Forte. Both movies that I love but couldn't exactly recommend to people because how do I put this? I also just in time for this movie, I recently purchased something. I found this on eBay for like $4, brand new. It was kind of a steal. This is Kite 2 Liberator. I forgot that there was a sequel to Kite many years later. This is the special edition, 2-disc special edition. I will probably have to review this in the near future, so look forward to that. But yeah, that's very much on point, on topic. As you can see, this director, he has a kind of a habit. He's kind of known for, he does two things very, very well. He does like action scenes, girls with guns, and he does the pretty girl, the moe faced girl. He kind of keeps drawing the same girl over and over and over and over again and over again. He keeps kind of doing the same character over and over again. She's always like either a robot girl or an assassin girl or a girl with a gun. I mean, that's fine. He knows his audience. He knows his bread and butter. You're going to see a Yasuomi Umetsu film. You're going to see girls with guns kicking ass and maybe a little bit of sex. Yeah, that's the awkward thing with these two films right here. I couldn't really have like a screening of these movies because they are borderline they are borderline pornographic. Kite and Mezzo Forte. Mezzo Forte got a spin-off TV show called Mezzo DSA, which I always forget about. I have to watch that at some point. That's actually streaming on High Dive right now, so I can actually watch that at some point in the near future. So that's cool. But this is the rare case where I kind of prefer Kite 2. Or at least I would recommend Kite 2 to people over Kite 1, where this came out many years later in, when did it come out? 2008, I believe. Has more modern animation, looks better visually, and also it's more straightforward. There's no pornographic content to worry about as far as like showing this to a friend or doing a screening of this. So I would go with Kite 2 over Kite 1, believe it or not. But that's neither here nor there. So this director, he's kind of been lying dormant for a while. I kind of lost track with what he's been up to. He's been working on this project, and apparently, what did they say in the special features? They say that he's been working on this for like something like 7 years or something. Like it's been a long project in the works. Okay, and they did this Fathom event. November 11th and 13th only. So during the week, I had to go on a weekday, which sucked. I had to go right after work on a weeknight and see this in the theater. It was a cool experience. Well, I enjoyed seeing this in the theater. I will always support anime in the theater. I will always come out whenever humanly possible. Even though this was a Fathom event, so you had to pay a little bit extra. So you had to pay, let's say instead of $12, you paid about $15. Had to pay a little bit extra. My AMC Stubs pass did not cover a Fathom event. Oh boy, there's a lot to get into here. So, this is an issue I have with anime movies in general. They are always so poorly advertised. I have like an app that kind of tracks them, but like there's no advertising. It'll be like, and they won't let you know far ahead of time either. It'll be like, oh, next week this, whatever. Next week the Chainsaw Man movie comes out. Better go see it or else it's gonna be gone. The freaking Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid movie, that was not advertised at all. That was a one night only. It was a Monday night event. If you didn't see it, it's gone. Boop, boop, it's already gone. So like, I got tired of that shit. I'm trying to keep track of those things better, but like, because I have an app now. But like, those things would come out and be like, oh, when does this come out? Oh, it came out yesterday. It's gone forever. Bloop. you didn't see it instantly. It's over. I hate that. I hate that shit. But I get it. Anime is still kind of a niche thing. Outside of like the Demon Slayer movie, if you want to see like an anime movie of something, it's only gonna be in theaters for like a day or two. You really got to show up as soon as possible, and like that's it. But this is a very, very niche thing. Like, this is like, this isn't, like the Jujutsu Kaisen movie or the Demon Slayer movie. Like, this is very niche. Like, I'm surprised this got a theatrical screening at all. Of course, it had to be a Fathom event, so like you have to pay extra to see it. This is one where I kind of warn people away, unfortunately. My audience was very upset. I was kind of upset. My audience was very upset. Before I talk about the movie, I have to talk about the experience of watching the movie. That's where I really am torn. That's where I really am like kind of pulled in two directions on this. I don't know how to review this. So the movie itself, which I would hesitate to even call a movie, I'll get back to that in a second. But I really enjoyed it. I would give it like a 9 or a 10 as far as the movie itself. But the reason I'm so torn is the experience, the Fathom event. I would rate the Fathom event like a 2 out of 10. Like, it very, very low, like a 1 or a 2 out of 10. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. The event itself, the screening itself, everyone was pissed off. Everyone left very, very early into the screening. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this was barely advertised at all. Like, I barely saw this in time. I was planning, so 11th and 13th, so I saw the sub on the 11th. They were doing the dub on the 13th. I'm surprised there was a dub. I was going to come back and support it again. I really was, but the screening I saw on the 11th was so bad. The experience was so bad, I was like, oh, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to come back, especially like Fathom event prices. It's like, man, you're already charging people out the ass for this, and you better like keep them happy. And they didn't. So what you have to understand is this was not explained well at all in the marketing or anything. This is a series, okay? This is a new series by this director that he wants to do, but it's not confirmed. He needs to get the funding, so we'll see how that goes. But Virgin Punk is the series. Clockwork Girl is episode 1 of the series. So this is not a complete story. It's not. It is by definition incomplete. So you will not get a complete story from this screening. So that was something people were upset about. It just kind of stops, and the credits start rolling. This is episode 1. Think of this as, I want to say it's an OVA, but it's not. It's a movie. It was played in theaters. It was not released on DVD, at least not yet. So it's basically an OVA that they're showing in theaters and trying to pawn off or trick you into thinking it's a movie, and it's not, because this is short as hell. This is short as hell. When you buy your ticket, okay, I looked at my ticket on the AMC app, and it says the movie is about 95 minutes, about an hour and a half, right? We're watching this thing, and it's just kind of getting going, and the credits start to roll, and everyone kind of turns around and looks at each other like, what the hell's going on? And there's like a little countdown that's saying the special features start in like 2 minutes or whatever when the credits roll. And the fucking lights come on. You know how like towards the end of a movie, or like when the credits are rolling in a movie, the lights come on? So somehow the projectionist or whatever knew when the movie was over, and he like turned the lights on. And we're all looking around, and we're like, what the hell, dude? I checked my watch, and I'm like, I felt like I was going crazy, because I'm like, this movie just started. And I was right. It was only, so the movie started at 7. The time, and it started right away because it's a Fathom event. The time was 7:40. The time was 7:40. This movie was only 40 fucking minutes long. And I'm like, well, hold on. The ticket said it was 95 minutes. What's going on here? And everyone was pissed off. Everyone's looking around. Everyone's very confused, just like me. When none of us like did our research, I guess we had to do our homework on this to see this is only episode 1 of a series. But yeah, and on the ticket itself, it says, it gives a little description. It says, oh, bonus materials included, bonus like behind the scenes interviews with the director and the cast and all that shit. And that's fine. It's a Fathom event. They usually put little goodies at the end. That's fine. But before the movie started, there was like a little introduction by the director. So the movie wasn't even 40 minutes long. It was like shorter than that, because there was like a little introduction at the beginning. And I thought that's what they meant by the special features. I didn't think there was anything after the movie at all. But lo and behold, after the movie's over, we go on like a studio tour of Studio Shaft. We talk to the voice actors, we talk to the animators, we talk to the director of the movie, we talk to all these people. We see the premiere of the movie in Japan. We get all this like cool bonus. Like, I like behind the scenes stuff. I really do. That's why I like going to these Fathom events. I like the little extra goodies they give you. But this was extreme. This was crazy. Like, yeah, this was padding. There's no other way to describe it. Like, they had to pad this out to a feature-length runtime. This is just stupid, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is a case where you should have released it on DVD, or maybe wait until 2 episodes are out so you can kind of make it a feature-length, or make it a double feature with some other anime short or something, man. This is not acceptable. This was not acceptable. This is a 40-minute movie, and you pawned it off as a feature-length, like, 95-minute movie. The fucking special features, bro, were 15 minutes long. 50 minutes of special features. The special features were longer than the goddamn movie. I've never had that happen before. Like, everyone was pissed. Everyone was pissed. My entire theater got up and left after 40 minutes. Like, I was tempted to as well. I can only handle so much special features. Like, it got kind of boring after a while. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's like longer than the fucking movie. Yeah, like I stayed the whole time because, again, like we all paid out the ass. I heard some people were trying to get their money back. They're trying to get refunds. It's like, at that point, bro, it's like, you know, unfortunately, you've sat through 40 minutes of the movie. Like, there's no way you can get a refund at that point. You know what I mean? It's not like the movie just started. So they were screwed. They had. I mean, at that point, I would have stayed. You know, I did stay because I paid $15. I paid for a 95-minute feature, and so I'm going to get my money's worth. Unfortunately, there was only, 40 minutes of movie, and then the rest was special features, so that sucked. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, they basically lied to people. They misled people into thinking this was a movie. They should have been upfront. They should have said, hey, just so you know, this movie, the runtime is only partially the movie. Like, most of the runtime is actually the behind-the-scenes content. But I think they knew that if they said that, people wouldn't want to come to this, but then that means that they were intentionally misleading people, right? And that's fucked up too. That's wrong. That's wrong. They basically lied to everyone. They misled everyone. They bamboozled me. I felt bamboozled, so I wasn't too happy either. The behind the scenes stuff was cool. Again, I just, if I'd gone in like mentally prepared for it, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I was expecting like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of special features, because that's usually the case. Usually you'll see something, like when I saw Paranorman, the Fathom event for Paranorman, that was fire, by the way. You see Paranorman in 3D, that was fire. They had a little short at the beginning, like, I don't know how long it was, maybe 5-10 minutes. Like, that was a special feature. That's the type of thing you normally get. When I saw Trick or Treat, I got a little animated short at the beginning that was like 5 minutes long. That's the type of thing you're expecting. You're not expecting 50 minutes. Like, how is there so much stuff? The movie's not even that long. How is there so much behind the scenes shit to show off? I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. So, before I get into the movie, yeah, just recapping the special features. There were a couple things that I did like. What's his name? Yasuomi Umetsu. You get to see like his creative process. He's a beast. He's crazy. You see Studio Shaft headquarters, like we got on a tour of that, and we see how this guy, he insists on hand drawing all of his scenes. He was like hand drawing the whole fucking thing, basically. Like, he was not just the director, but also the storyboarder, the animator, everything, because he's a perfectionist. Apparently there was like an incident where he's very good with like his gunplay and stuff. Like, he knows his guns, and I guess there was like a scene where some other animator drew the gun and got like a small detail wrong, and he kind of flipped out. Umetsu kind of flipped out and was like, no, I'll just draw everything. Like, you can't get this gun stuff wrong. Okay, this is everything to me. So he, and he talks about how, like, in the digital age, he's like, yeah, I know everyone else uses computers and CGI and stuff, but I like to hand draw my, and you can tell, like, all of his productions, this had a very, even though it had beautiful modern animation, this had a very 90s kite mezzo forte feel to it, and that's why I liked it so much. It had a different feel. Anime these days, it's still good, but it doesn't have the same feel that the 90s, like, it doesn't have that 90s aesthetic or that 90s vibe or that 90s feel that this movie did. This movie did have like a 90s OVA feeling, and that's why I liked it. I liked it a lot. I just wish the screening the event itself didn't suck so bad, but like the movie that I saw was very good for what it was. But yeah, Umetsu's a crazy perfectionist. He insists on hand drawing. He's like, yeah, and he was very honest. He admitted, he's like, yeah, I mean, honestly, part of the reason why I hand draw stuff still, I'm just more used to that, but also I haven't found the time to learn digital animation. Like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm like, that's valid. And he doesn't want to like spend a couple days learning how to do a new technique when, you know, this is a tried and true method. It works, and it gives his anime a distinct feel. So like, I get it. I appreciate that. I'm old school too. Like, you know, I'm holding a physical piece of paper in my hand. I'm not doing freaking digital editing on a video. You know what I mean? Like, so like I'm right there with him. But yeah, there's another great moment where they show like a sound mixing session. So like they're kind of playing storyboards of the movie or like an unfinished cut of the movie, and they're doing like the sound effects and stuff. And Umetsu walks in on it, and he like sits down and he's like listening to it. And they play the scene, and then he's like, yeah, like this is really good, guys. And then he's like, I have a few notes, and he pulls out this binder, this fucking huge phone book sized binder. He's like, I have a few notes, and he's like flipping through, and he's like, can we go back to panel 25? Or like, he's so specific and meticulous. I mean, he's a director, he's an auteur. I really respect him. Like he knows his shit. He knows what he's doing, but he's so thorough. He's like, he goes back to like, he's like, can we go back to panel 258? And yeah, she fires 3 bullets, but I didn't hear 3 shell casings hit the ground. Like, did you guys hear 3 shell casings hit the ground? Like, that's how, you know. And everyone else is like, oh, yeah, I mean, I think we heard it, but we can make it more pronounced, sir. And he's like, okay, you know, sounds good. Like, he's so meticulous about that. And I mean, that's why his films are of such a high quality, because he knows the devil's in the details, and he knows the details, baby. Like I said, he doesn't tell like the greatest stories known to Earth, and he kind of does the same type of template over and over again. There's always like a pretty girl with a gun, like that's like an assassin or whatever. But you know what? He does it well. He knows his thing, and he does it well. That's all he can kind of ask for here. But the movie itself. So long story short, What's this fucking guy's name? Oh god, I'm trying to remember. It was something goofy. Oh yeah, it's like Mr. Elegance or something. Yeah, Mr. Elegance. So he goes to this orphanage where the main girl is, and he kind of basically kills the guy running her orphanage. And so she's kind of messed up by that, and then she ends up becoming an assassin. He runs in a ring of assassins. Like his main assassin girl is this like cute cat-eared girl. But he runs like a whole assassin ring, and he really wants her to join, but she won't. And then we get a time skip, and we actually get to, this is my favorite scene. We get to see her, the main girl, like oh shit, what's her name? I already forgot. I forgot her name. It's not in the title that's Mezzo. No. Her name's not in the title. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. But anyway. But main girl, this is like many years later, like so let's say 10 years later. So she grows up and she becomes an assassin anyway, but she won't join his assassin group. And so she's like, you know, kicking ass. She has like a gun, but she also has like this cool briefcase slash shield. And I don't have a picture of it, but she has like this really cool like bladed hula hoop chakram type of thing. And the way that bounty hunting works in this world is think of like Ghost in the Shell. Like everyone's kind of like an augmented like robotic body or whatever. When she takes down a bounty, she doesn't need to bring them in alive. She just needs like the head or the brain intact. So whenever she defeats someone, she like throws her chakram and like cuts their head off, and then she catches the head and like brings in the brain to prove that she took her bounty or whatever. So that's a really cool scene. The twist is, and this is the thing. Okay, so gotta get into this, but here's the twist. So it's really creepy. It's really like weird and creepy. And Mr. Elegance is not played off as weird and creepy, but he is. But he met main girl when she was 14 at the orphanage, and he's like kind of obsessed with her, or obsessed with how she used to look. And he doesn't like it. He meets her when she's an adult, and he doesn't like her look now. And he also begs her to join his, you know, assassin group, and she won't. So he ends up basically pulling out a gun and killing her. And you'll notice that all of his girls in his group are kind of the same age, and so he kills her. or mortally wounds her, and then places her brain inside of a body to mimic the 14-year-old body that he met her in when that he prefers. And it's like, okay. Umetsu-san, take a seat. We need to have a talk. It's like Chris Hansen, and he needs to come in and talk to, like, why are all of your protagonists are 14-year-old girls? What's the one time that your main character wasn't a minor, you found a loophole. You found a way to make her a minor again. Like, she actually, for once, a Umetsu girl grew up, and then you found a way. You found a loophole. Like, no, actually, she's 14 again. So it is interesting to have an adult brain in a 14-year-old body. I guess that's kind of interesting. But it's yeah. Yeah. And Elegance, like, definitely favors his pretty girl, like, workers over. There's, like, the one dude that works for him, and he even mentions how it's unfair. He's like, oh, how much of a bounty do I get? Like 5%. Oh, but you give the girls like 50%. He's like, oh yeah, the pretty ones get like 50%. And I'm like, that's sexist. Okay. But yeah, I really like the main girl's really cool. The cat-eared girl, she's really cool. That's a villain. That's a bounty that they go after. Main guy, he's kind of a bitch. He like talks a big game, but his one action scene, he kind of gets like backhanded and doesn't do a whole lot. These two chicks, shit. Again, the movie is so damn short. We barely see like we see this girl wake up. We get like a full nude scene with her. There's no sex in this movie. Again, this is similar to Kite 2, where there's no porn in this, but this is definitely an R-rated movie. There's uncensored nudity, which and uncensored violence, which I appreciate. Like, when people die, they die. There's no like convenient sunbeam to obscure anything. Like, literally, one of the first action scenes, she throws her like chakram and cuts the guy's head off, and the blood like flies down and hits her, and like, it's gory, it's intense. Like, I love it. And also, when her brain gets taken out of her body and put in the 14-year-old body, it's brief, but we see like the head cavity, like we see like the brain and everything. It's explicit. But I appreciate that, Umetsu, he makes movies for adults. He makes R-rated movies. He doesn't tone anything down. There's no convenient sunbeams like there are too often in anime these days. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I know. But we see girl on the far right. We see her like briefly naked. She wakes up, and that's about it. This girl I don't remember at all. I maybe she's gonna come up in episode 2. I don't remember her at all. We barely get time with any of these characters. Again, it's episode 1. It's like setting the stage, and like it kind of is just getting going, and then it's over. And I'm like, that sucks. Like, I want more, and we don't even have a confirmation. We don't even have a release date for episode 2 yet. Again, I wish they waited at least until 2 episodes were out. They could have had like an hour-long feature, and then, I don't know, pad it out somehow, put a couple interviews to make it feature length. I don't know. But as it stands, yeah, there's just not much here. But what is here, again, it's the classic case of, I'll bring up Neon Genesis Evangelion, if you guys have seen that, my favorite anime. Long story short with that, Gainax is infamous, where they had a couple action scenes they wanted to do, which were very costly, and they knew that, but they still went ahead anyway, and they blew through their budget. Like, they ran out of money by episode 24, and there are 26 episodes in Evangelion, so like the last 2 episodes, you're gonna be like, whoa, what the hell happened? Like, there's no animation, it's like all storyboards and shit. And I'm like, yeah, they ran out of money. And I have a strong feeling that that's what happened here with Virgin Punk, is Shaft just ran out of money. Like, because the 35 minutes you see, like, man, it's the best action, it's the best music blasting, like the best animation you've ever seen. It looks great. Like, that's why I do like this. This is like a much needed update of like Kite or whatever, where like it has the same like aesthetics and action of Kite, but like it's got modern animation. Some of the most gorgeous visuals, like, again, there's like a behind the scenes thing about like this shower scene right here. You can see it pop on the trailer, at least on YouTube. You can see the shower scene in the trailer. It's breathtaking. I mean, I can't, you only get so much from a still image, but they talk about in the behind the scenes, where they talk about how hard it is in general in animation to animate water, to make it look realistic. Like water falling, water droplets, the way light bounces off of water. It almost never looks real. But in this scene here, after the main girl like kills her first bounty and the blood like splashes all over her, she has to get in the shower and wash off the blood. And yes, there's some fan service, of course. But what I appreciate here is like the way that the blood washes off her, the way the shower droplets hit her body and fly off of her body. it looks fucking real. Like, I've never seen something like this before. I was just taken aback. I was like, holy shit, this is the best shower scene I've ever, like, I've never seen water look this good in anime before. And so clearly that's where the budget went. Clearly that's why this episode is only 40 minutes long instead of like a feature-length film. Feature-length film with this level of animation, like, because every scene is S-tier animation quality. There's never a dip in quality. So a feature-length film with this type of animation would probably be impossible, to be quite honest. But I don't know, man. Again, it's the same thing with Evangelion. This is a result of poor planning. And eventually, Evangelion, they kind of redeemed themselves with the Death and Rebirth movies. Like, they were able to get some money and make those really great-looking movies to kind of finish the story. And I hope we get a similar thing here, where, like, we get a similar, like, oh, we got more money, here's episode 2. But, I mean, I don't know, how long is this fucking, like, no one's talking. No one's, like, Umetsu's not revealing his hand yet. He's like, how many episodes do you plan, sir? How long will this story go on for, sir? Obviously, it's more than one episode. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, maybe he'll get enough funding for episode 1. Probably not. I mean, that's what I'm worried about. If they do another release with episode 2, no one's going to fucking... I mean, barely anyone went to the first one because of poor advertising, and no one knew what this thing was. But, because Umetsu fans, like, we're passionate, but we're very few and far between. Like, we're a niche market, man. Most anime fans, even if you talk to, like, a casual anime fan, you mention, oh, have you seen Kite? Have you seen Mezzo Forte? And they'll be like, what? You know, Yasuomi Umetsu, they'll be like, what? I've seen Bleach. I've seen Demon Slayer. Like, I've seen Dan to Dan. Like, what are you talking about? But you just lost your core audience. You just lost the niche audience that showed up to episode 1. Because, like I said, everyone got up and left early and was pissed off 40 minutes in. So none of those people are coming back. If and when you do Virgin Punk Clockwork 2, in, like, whatever, 5 years or however long it takes you to get the money for it, no one's showing up. Or the people that showed up for episode 1 are not coming back for episode 2. I don't even know if I'm going to come back, quite honestly. I mean, maybe, because I do want to see what happens. I do want to see the conclusion of the story. But it won't be the conclusion. It's only going to be, like, you know, part 2 of, I don't know, maybe 5. This was such a weird event. This is the one time I would recommend. Yeah, just pirate it. Just find it online somehow. Because I do want you to see it. I do want you to appreciate all of the work that went into this movie. But I can't recommend seeing it in theaters. It's not worth the ticket price. You're basically paying movie price for an episode of a TV show. A single episode. Yeah, it sucks. I had to get that off my chest. That was a random rant about a movie that, you know, only 1% of my viewers even care about. Next time I'll talk about Kite Liberator, another movie that most of you haven't heard of that only 1% of you care about. That's kind of like my brand at this point. What do you want to hear me talk about the Infinity Castle movie? Come on, everyone's seen that. Everyone's seen that. Your grandma saw that. Everyone's seen that. I want to talk about movies that no one knows what the hell I'm talking about. no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Like Kite Liberator. So look forward to that next time.